everyone, I'm Moody Boo and I'm back with another house review. I did this one actually a few days ago. I recorded this. Problem was I forgot to hit record. So I stood for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes talking to myself and my dogs in my living room to absolutely nothing because I forgot to hit record. So now I'm redoing it. Yay! God. So anyway, this is a house review on the house of Bois 1920. Let's get started. And just to preface before the review, the house review, I want to explain my shark jaws right here. I did not kill that shark. I did not condone the killing of that shark. I used to be a bartender and a DJ in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I was I'd rotate around, I'd tour around to the different bars. One of the owners would call me and say, hey, why don't you come in and perform Friday night for us? So, and I'd let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be at this bar Friday night. So I go and I'd be a DJ or the main bartender or something like that. And so anyway, I had this, and so I had quite a following because there was about probably 6 to 8 clubs that I toured around quite a bit. And so there were several people that would follow me around. And one of them was a fisherman. And he partied his money away. And he never had enough to tip me as a bartender or as a DJ. But he always was, you know, one of my high maintenance customers. So anyway, he came in one day with 3 sets of shark jaws because he was a fisherman. And they had accidentally caught over the course of the week. It was a 8-foot tiger, a 7-foot mako, and about a 7-foot bull shark. And so he brought all 3 of those jaws in for me, and he said, I can't tip you, but do you want some shark jaws? So, and I was young, I was stupid, didn't know any better, and so I said, yeah. So I took the mako and the bull shark jaws and took them home and brought them back with me here to the PNW once I moved back home. But I did want to explain that's why those are there. And it's really cool frame for my megalodon tooth. And I didn't kill the megalodon either, just so you know. All right, on to the review. First. So the first one I'm going to talk about, I've already done a review on it. I'll put a link up here to 8 Great White Florals. And this is on that list. This is Sensual Tuberose, pretty bottle. This is a heavy, heavy white floral, which is so weird for me. I am not a white floral person. This is tuberose and coconut and peach, and there's some other white florals in there, a little bit of spice. There's some benzoin, some cinnamon, No, all I get is white floral and coconut. And a little bit of, there's almost a little bit of soapiness to it. Just a hint. Not hand soapy, but almost more shampoo soapy kind of a smell. But it's really, really light, that soapy smell. And it goes away super quick. So, and then it just becomes this decadent, thick, sweet, beautiful, tropical smelling kind of white floral. But I always consider most white floral perfumes that I enjoy tend to be sweet, thick, decadent, and a bit tropical. There are a few exceptions, but I'm just not a big white floral person. So when I smelled this, I think it was in a magazine. I don't remember. I think it was in a magazine, a strip and a make. Because, yeah, it was, I think. I don't know. Who cares? But anyway, when I did smell this, I was super surprised on how much I liked it. Really surprised. Performance on this is insane. So be very careful. When you pull the trigger, do it once, do it lightly, and you may want to wait a few minutes before you leave the house. You do not want to smell like you just walked out of a funeral home. Just saying. So be careful on the trigger. This is so pretty though. There is a bit of etherealness to it. It is one of the few white florals that I love, and I love very few white florals, that isn't a punch in the face kind of a intense smell. This one pulls back a little bit on it compared to some of the other ones that I've smelled, but it's still pretty intense. All right, and that's Sensual Tuberose. Next. God. So the next one is one of my all-time favorites, cometh sole. Cometh sole. Anyway, this is the beautiful cherry resin benzoin labdanum tonka vanilla. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's just one of the best fruity perfumes I've smelled. It's resinous and it's a little spicy in the cherry. So it's so unisex. I mean, cherry perfumes, you know, instantly I think girl. Not woman, but girl. This is not only woman, but this is man. This is non-binary. This is whatever you identify as. This perfume would suit you, except for the young. I like that. I like the fact that this is not something most tweens, teens, or, you know, 20-year-olds would enjoy. This is definitely a more mature kind of cherry. Oh my God, I just love it. I'm so crazy about this shit, man. And I love the color of the bottles too. So, oh. Sorry, I love the squeak. I can't get it off. It's beauty. But that is my opinion. All right, my next Bois, 1920. Coming up. The next one in my collection is a thruus. Now, I am a lover of coconut tropical kind of perfumes. Of course, I'm a Hawaii person, not enthusiast, whatever you want to call me. So anything that takes me back to the islands always is in my collection. I have to have those kind of perfumes in there. And the crazy thing is, I will wear those a lot of times during the winter or fall. Because we usually go to Hawaii in the spring. Of course, not this year, but had to cancel our trip. Bummer. But anyway, we usually go in May. And so when I get back and winter and fall start hitting, drag. I am not a winter person at all. But I don't really like the really hot heat either. Unless I got water to jump into, then I'm good. But why did I go off this? Anyway, oh yeah. So when I get back, I start kind of getting seasonal depression a little bit. You know, I just start getting the blues. And it's like, ugh, winter's coming again. So I will blast myself with one of these kind of perfumes. And thruus is definitely one that I wear it more in the winter, to be honest with you, than I do in the summer now. Because I have so many really good summer perfumes that I adore that I like this one. But this is more personally for me when I'm needing a little touch of Hawaii. So it's coconut and tuberose and lime, and there's a little bit of resin. There's a bunch of citruses. There's some green notes, some tonka, some ylang-ylang, some vanilla, a little bit of woody notes. It's gorgeous. Now, this is completely unisex too, and you would think with the notes that it would be super sweet. It is not. It is not super sweet at all. This isn't quite pina colada territory, and it's not quite, well, it's really not suntan lotion territory either. This is a sweet, tropical, very fresh, very zesty, very citrusy kind of a coconut. I'm wacko about it. And the cool thing is that the resins that are in there and some of the other notes, the wood, the tonka, and things like that, they add some depth to it. So it's not your average typical kind of tropical perfume. It's definitely not a Comptoir Sud Pacifique, or one of those kind of at all. There is much more thought, I think, put into it. And I think it's a bigger journey than a lot of those other tropical, really easy peasy kind of tropical perfumes to get a hold of. Super unisex. Performance is really good on this, which is saying something for a very citrusy, coconut kind of a perfume. I know this one is very polarizing. It's very kimchi. You either love it or you hate it. And I know a lot of people hate it. I am not one of those people. I adore it. I adore it. I'm going to have to wear a little bit of this this spring. I think I'm needing a Hawaii fix. So right now I'm wearing, what am I wearing? Absolution by Navitus. But if I wasn't, I think I'd be spraying some of this right now. So that's thruus. It's a good one. Really good. All right, next. The next one is an incredible patchouli perfume. One of my favorite patchouli perfumes of all time, and that's real patchouli. This is my second bottle. This is patchouli and amber and tobacco and vanilla and benzoin and labdanum and cinnamon, and there's some other spices in there and some florals and citrus and woods, and it's just, for me, it's all about the tobacco, the amber, the patchouli. I can smell some benzoin and labdanum once it dries down a little bit, and the vanilla comes out a lot more then too. When you first spray it, it's not as sweet as it will get as it dries down. Beautiful earthy patchouli, not head shop hippie kind of patchouli, not that. It's an earthy and sweet, and then the tobacco and the amber just richen it up and make it so much more complex than it would be on its own. It's wonderful. Look at that dark ass juice. Isn't that something? And the performance on this is really good. I have worn this on cool spring nights. I'm not afraid to say. I own it. I wear it like a proud flag. Yep, and I'm going to do it again because I really love this stuff, and it performs well. As long as, you don't go too crazy. As long as it's cool, not in the 90s. If you stay under 80, you could totally, 70, you could totally pull this off. Well, I don't know why I say that, because I have not tried this in hot weather. Who the hell knows? Maybe it'd be great, because I keep bringing it up. My Elixir de Merveille by Hermes. That is one of my all-time favorite hot weather perfumes, and I never would have thought of it looking at the notes, other than the orange. That was the only thing. But, oh my God, it's so good in the summer. So I may have to try it, because you just never know. Last up. Now, this last one was kind of a thing like 10 years ago or something. And then it kind of got put on the wayside, and by me as well. And I rediscovered it. Holy shit. And I did go through a bottle of this many years ago. So this is my second bottle, but I haven't really touched it in probably 2-3 years. Easy. And that's Sushi Imperial. Don't let the name fool you. It has nothing to do with fish. Nothing. I don't even know why they put that on there, because I think a lot of people didn't even look at it because they thought, why would I want to smell like a royal fish? So this is stunning. So this is cinnamon and star anise and orange and nutmeg and vanilla and lemon and sandalwood and tonka, and there's some spices and other fruits and florals and green notes, and this is so good. For me, it's all about the citruses, the lemon and the orange, the nutmeg, the star anise, the cinnamon, and the vanilla. And then it's fairly linear, but when it dries down, you do get some of the tonka. I don't get any florals, but I do get a little more woods, a little more earthiness to it once it dries down, because when the first several hours, it performs very well for me. It really is all about the star anise, the cinnamon, the lemon, the orange, the vanilla, the nutmeg. So you would think with all of those spices and all those notes in there that it would be a total 100% cold weather perfume. Wrong. I wear this in spring and summer, and it is beautiful. I've worn it in hot weather. I've worn it in cool spring and summer nights. I've worn it in cold weather. This is a year-round beauty for me. I just love rediscovering my perfumes. It's like Christmas. Except for they're free, and they're all for me. Oh, they're free now. They weren't then, but they're free now because I already bought them. And then they're hiding from me. And then I say, hey, I found you again. Get back here. Oh my God. This is a beauty. So that is my Bois 1920 perfume house review. I have 5 of them. I used to have the Vaniglia, the pink bottle. But I blind bought it. Super good price. I think I got it for like $70 on FragranceNet. Got bored with it within 2 weeks and gave it to my nieces. I think that's the only other one. There's been a couple others that I've wanted to purchase. Something di Giorno. Dolce di Giorno. That's another one I've almost blind bought a couple of times, but I still haven't. Why? I don't know. I don't know what I'm waiting on, but it's a great house. It's a great house. I don't know why more people don't love them, because I'll tell you, their prices are pretty decent. Their performance is incredible. Their bottles are pretty cool, and their perfumes are amazing. At least the ones that I've tried. All right, everybody, that's it for me.